as of a couple days ago, the new Lego Star Wars the Skywalker Saga trailer released, and the game looks fantastic. There's a 6-minute, you can say quote-unquote gameplay trailer, but not all of it was gameplay, at least I don't think it was. But they released 6 minutes, which is like four more minutes than I expected it would be. And like I said, the trailer looks great, everything looks great, but with that being said, there are some things I'm worried about with the game. Now, it could just be me being paranoid, but you can make that up at the end of the video what I'm about to say. And I have like a couple things that I'm a bit worried about. And let's talk about the first thing, which is because this game is promised to be this great like Star Wars experience, and I feel like it's a too good to be true scenario where everything is great. You know, the developers have been saying this is a great game and putting all this work into it. One thing I'm worried about is that I don't want this game to kind of be a flop, because most Lego games are not really a flop. I mean, I can't really think of really one that is, because it's not like this is like a AAA game or anything like that. You know, Lego is a different kind of type of gaming studio where they kind of just release a game and people like it. And even the Lego games are kind of just like the same formula, except with different brands attached to it, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like, it's Lego. What else do you expect from the company? But at the same time, because it's such a new road that they're going down, I don't want them to mess this up, because we're making a Star Wars product, and if you've been in the Star Wars community for a while, you know that whenever something Star Wars related is made, people are gonna be upset about it if it doesn't meet their very high expectations. And when you're talking about a game franchise that literally started the Lego games back in 2005 and is playing on nostalgia, if you mess it up, that's pretty bad. My next worry comes with the open world, and it's more something that we have to explore for ourselves, but I feel like with some of the worlds in the game, it's going to be smaller. What I'm assuming is that all the planets that you see, it's going to be based on the open world. It's going to be based on how many appearances they made in the films. For example, Tatooine was in A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Rise of Skywalker, Revenge of the Sith. Like, it was in 5 films, so, but like 4 of those is where there's new locations added in, so expect Tatooine to be very big. Same with Coruscant, you know, that was an entire prequel trilogy with all the different locations that we saw in that trilogy. So Coruscant's gonna be kind of big, which is great, but with certain locations like Exegol from the Rise of Skywalker, that's gonna be pretty small, because there's only one location in that place. And I know you can go into like the ships and all type of stuff, which is pretty cool. Are those interior? But are we gonna be able to go into those ships on like Exegol? Because those Star Destroyers from the sky in Episode 9, I think probably. And how much time do they spend on each world? You know, because certain maps, certain planets have to be smaller than others. They can't all be like massively open worlds. Now, you gotta remember, this is not on PS5s and Xbox, what are they called? The next Xboxes, I don't know, they're always different names. But with the Xbox One and PS4 is what also this game's gonna be run on. So I don't know if those limitations are really gonna affect anything, because if you don't know, Xbox One and PS4, they have limitations on what you can do, especially Xbox One. I believe there is a limitation how big a world can be, but like, I'm not a game developer, I don't know if that's going to affect, because with Lego games, they seem to be very, very big, the open worlds. But because there's so many multiple planets in this game, that could affect, like, the map sizes to be a certain length. Because I think another Lego game to reference is Lego Dimensions. I remember playing that, and the worlds were very limited, because there were so many of them. They were, like, a very certain length, and some of them you could even tell. Like, I remember there was a Back to the Future one, which was 4 in 1, and the worlds were very, very small. They had to incorporate 4 different maps into one. It's like they all had like a different size that they could to like fit into the game, you know, megabyte wise. They had to have that certain limit. And that's why I'm saying, could this game have the same as Lego Dimensions? Like every planet is like for every one big open world map like Tatooine and Coruscant, they're giving me a small open world map like Exegol or any of the Rise of Skywalker maps, because they're only like there for like one appearance and that's it. Like like I said, we have to see and find out, because like that could affect the experience to be like, oh, some planets were not really that handled well because they weren't really seen in the films. But like I said, we have to figure out and see, because I could be completely wrong on that. Like I said, I feel like everything I have in this is like I'm paranoid about it, because I really don't want this game to fail. Like, this is a very, very, very big game, and I do not want this to fail, because Star Wars fans are going to be tearing this apart. Not because of Star Wars fans and how they hate everything that comes out now, but also, like, it's nostalgia for a lot of people, including myself. Like, I grew up playing Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, and then the complete saga. You know, I played every Lego Star Wars game to come out, I believe so, and I don't want this game to fail, really. I mean, this is their, you know, like, this is their trophy game, because Lego Star Wars 1 was the first ever Lego Star Wars game to come out back in 2005, so there's a lot riding on this to make it very, very well executed game to a lot of Star Wars fans. I know some people are worried as well, which is going to my next point, which is the delays. Did that affect it? You know, because we're in a pandemic, and these developers working at home most of the time, so I wonder if that's going to affect the game. Like, there are going to be some glitches and bugs and some minor problems that would have been fixed if they were in a development studio rather than working at home. That's why, like I said, I'm not really worried when the game was pushed back, because I know they were working on the game very hard. One of those delays were definitely because of the pandemic, but the others, I don't think so. Like, I think a lot of those delays were because the game's so big and massive they need to continue working on it, because the developer is very vague on this game. Like, the news covering this game was so very, very small for the past 2 years. Like, I just didn't watch it anymore. I guess I'm done. Whenever a trailer comes out, then I'll go back to watching like news videos about it, because like I'm not that big into this game until like there's a release date, which there is now, which I am getting hyped about it now. But overall with Lego games, like I'm not like worried about it, because they always have. TT Games always has like the best people working on it or whatever. It's where like, it's like Pixar in the film industry. Like, they always make good films. TT Games always makes good Lego games. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say. That's like my 3 worries, which are very, very minor paranoias I have, which you probably think I'm just very paranoid and nitpicking at this point, which these little things could build up. You never know. Like, and I don't want this game to fail, because this is this is nostalgia. 2, these developers and TT Games are promising this is going to be a very, very big game with a lot of Star Wars Easter eggs and details in this. So that's big shoes to fill on that, which that's probably why it took them 3 years to make this game, which is probably the longest any Lego game's in development. So also there's high expectations for this. Holy crap, everyone's so excited about this. And I'm just paranoid that it's gonna fail. But that's just me thinking the really, really, like, depressing side of myself, which is not what I should really be listening to. Because I'm very optimistic about this game. And are you optimistic about this game? That's what I'm going to leave off on this, because I'm very optimistic about this game, and I'm very excited to play it whenever I get to play it, because I don't know when I'm going to play this game. Even though it comes out April 5th, I don't know when I'm going to play it. I don't know when I'm going to buy it. I don't know. But are you going to buy it when it first comes out, or wait till Christmas? Because that's where a lot of people buy Lego games. But I'm going to go now, so goodbye, everyone.